What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and after the absolute embarrassment that has been the ratings for Batwoman Season 2, all the people out there that were trying to defend this show kept repeating the same thing. Well, it's because the NFL is on. It's going up against the NFL playoffs. This show's really good, we promise. That's the reason the ratings are bad. Well, now, episode 3 comes along, and it is not going up against the NFL. It's not going up against anything. This was their time to shine. Did they get that huge bounce back in ratings? Well, I think we all know what the actual answer is. Batwoman Season 2 ratings, episode 3. Now, it may look good because there's some green, but in reality, this is still absolutely pathetic. 700,000 people. Now, this is before it's adjusted. The last two have gone down after they were adjusted. As it stands, this is still one of the worst viewed Batwoman episodes of all time, even including the tragic Season 1 ratings. This is absolutely terrible. This is what happens when you say, oh, well, it's the NFL that's the problem. You get a 15% boost in ratings from the worst viewed episode ever. That is what you're going to write home about. Batwoman cannot be continued. There cannot be a Season 3. There is no way. This is too bad. There is nobody watching this show. I've seen a couple reactions out there about some people thinking there's some good parts of it. I don't really think so. I thought this episode was terrible, but we did get a new suit, everybody. We got the new suit from Javicia Leslie. It wasn't perfect till it was made for a woman, but now it's not perfect either because it needs to be made for a black woman. That's literally essentially what they said in this show. And if you have been watching Batwoman, you might be reminded that Batwoman is black because they remind you time and time again. And the funniest thing about this bat suit is that did Luke Fox do this for her? Did anyone do this for her? No. She did this herself. Somehow, she altered this bulletproof, impervious suit herself. Somehow she changed it so that it fit her. No one quite understands why, but they don't need to explain it because, again, she is Ryan Wilder. She is Black Batwoman. She can do anything. She is better than everyone else. We also had the introduction of Victor Zsasz in this episode. I have seen some articles like this. The Arrow versus Victor Zsasz is the best version so far. Listen, I don't understand what the obsession is with people trying to make Victor Zsasz into this, like, hitman, right? We've seen it in Gotham. We saw it kind of in Birds of Prey, and we saw it again here. He's a killer, but he's like a hitman for people. I know that iteration is out there, but I think it makes more sense, and it's a much better version when Victor Zsasz is an insane serial killer. He's not a hitman. He is doing it because he legitimately thinks that that is his purpose, that he is freeing these people when he kills them. That is the version of Victor Zsasz that is much more intimidating, that is much more powerful than this. He's just a hitman. I hate this version, but they continue to do it. But Victor Zsasz uttered something in this episode when Batwoman kicked him, when he said, wow, I haven't been kicked that hard since Batman. Once again, trying to draw these undeserved, unearned parallels between Ryan Wilder, a chick who lives in a van talking to her plant, with Batman. It is absolute insanity, but that is what the CW is doing. They're going to make each and every comparison they can that is unearned to try to tell you that this Batwoman is just as good as Bruce Wayne, just as good as Batman. So we got to see Victor Zsasz in this. At one point, he randomly, it's literally a meme. This show is a meme. The dude pulled out, he's talking to Batwoman, and he pulls out a fucking RPG and shoots it in the middle of his apartment. If he would have off just a couple inches, he would have blown himself up, but it goes right out the window after Batwoman and explodes in midair somehow. This show doesn't make any sense. In the very beginning, they show you that, basically the only straight white male in this show is a piece of shit. He's cheating on his wife, and Victor Zsasz kills him. The one thing I did like was the way they showed him cutting himself. You know, he had been completely covered in scars that he had to just put one on his head at one point, which I thought was cool. I did dig the way that they did that, but overall, did not like the character of Victor Zsasz. We also got more about Sophia, who they're making her basically a female Ra's al Ghul. I saw Gary tweet Ra's al Girl. That's basically what they're trying to do with Sophia. It is completely non-interesting. I just don't understand how anyone could care about this character or what they're doing with Alice, but they still keep talking about Kate Kane, which I think is interesting because the audience all knows that Ruby Rose is done. She has left the show. She's gone. But these storylines are heavily revolving around what has happened to Kate Kane, which I don't think that's a really good decision. I get you should probably address it at least like they did in the first episode, but overall, I don't know why they keep coming back and talking about Kate so much when we, the viewer, know that she's not coming back. So there's really no mystery for them to, like, solve there, in my opinion, that the audience will really care about. But again, they just continue to focus on it. But I guess we shouldn't really be surprised that we just keep getting hammered over the head with the fact that, oh, by the way, Batwoman is black and she has been a victim all her life and she's black and she's gay, don't you know? Because that's what we got told from the beginning. When we first heard this announcement from Javicia Leslie, she said, I am extremely proud to be the first black actress to play the iconic role of Batwoman on television. As a bisexual woman, I'm honored to join the groundbreaking show which has been such a trailblazer for the LGBTQ plus community. Nothing about DC Comics, nothing about really the character of Batwoman. I'm black and I'm gay and I'm proud of those things and I can't wait to bring that to the character. And that's exactly what we've heard from the showrunners themselves about what this is going to be about. This is from the showrunner, and then we have a new hero rising into Gotham. This is from September when they were telling us what this show would be. She has a lot going against her. Growing up, she was a statistic of injustice when she was born. The system was not built for this person. She will constantly battle against the system. She's battled it her whole life, and she'll continue to do it as Batwoman. And then, of course, we had this quote down here from Javicia Leslie. Carolyn and I were talking about how important it is that if we're going to have a black Batwoman, that she needs to become a sister when she becomes Batwoman. It's important for her to feel the silhouette, for her to still look like that, a more natural textured hair and things like that. And, of course, they talked about the focus that it would be, again, a LGBTQ hero, of course, and now we have the suit. We have the suit. This is the sister that Gotham needs. A slightly different suit with weird stitching around the breasts, smaller boots that fit her evidently, and of course, the natural hair, because that is what everyone's concerned about when Batwoman is out there stopping crime and fighting criminals. Everyone must know that she is proud of her heritage and her sexuality. This is just what Batwoman's going to be. For all those people saying it's because of the NFL, you know, the tens of millions of people that tune into the conference championships, they would have been watching Batwoman. This is embarrassing. I think it's the fifth lowest rated or fifth least watched episode in the history of this show. That's almost at what, 25, 26 episodes? This is pathetic. This is the best that it is going to get for Batwoman right here. 700,000 people. Just cancel it, CW. Cancel it. You are embarrassing yourselves, but I guess that's the Arrowverse. They are pandering to a certain crowd. They have done so for years, and they just continue to go further and further down this path. What do you think about Batwoman Season 2? What do you think about this episode? I didn't really get too much into spoilers. I want to talk about a few specific things that I, didn't really enjoy about this episode, but those ratings were the real story. The NFL wasn't there, but Batwoman ratings still pathetic. Let me know. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.